Avi Meyers, Northtown Neighborhood News Magazine, a presentation of Sonny Hirsch and myself. Dial us up on the web at ntnm.org, where you can see all the interviews of all the judicial candidates we've had. We've really gone strong on judges more than anything this year. We're happy to have them, and actually it's a refreshing break from some of the regular politicians. The people seem to be of a higher quality, which is nice. Jewish Chicago is out on the street. It's free. It's loose. If you see it, call the cops, arrest it. But seriously, it's available everywhere free. If you have trouble locating it, go to the website at ntnm.org. You'll be able to check it out on the web. We're over 60,000 readers this year. We are printing 5,000 additional copies. They just go like crazy. Thank you so much. And it is my pleasure now to introduce you to a candidate for the Appellate Court, a sitting judge, Judge Marguerite Quinn. How are you?
Hi, nice to meet you. Thanks for having me.
Thank you. And I usually don't talk to people in advance, but we really had a great conversation before.
We did,
so
didn't we?
I have to acknowledge that, so thank you.
Yes,
it was a pleasure.
It was fun. We have a lot of similar interests, so that's
for
fun.
Sure.
Yes.
So tell us about yourself.
Well, I'm a judge. I'm currently assigned to the 2nd Municipal District, which is located in Skokie. I have a criminal call, so I hear everything from traffic matters all the way through felony preliminary hearings. I'm also duly assigned to the Domestic Violence Division, which is an entirely separate division in the Cook County court system. And so I sit in the domestic violence courtroom in Skokie, as well as criminal courtrooms.
And how long have you been judging?
Judging since April of 2007, so I'm coming up on my 5-year anniversary.
Very cool.
Yes, yes, it's great.
And tell us about your earlier background.
Before going on the bench, I was with the law firm of O'Keefe, Lyons, and Hines, and I practiced civil law, and I dealt mainly with real estate tax litigation. I worked on both, I had a great deal of trial experience doing that, and as well as appellate experience. I was involved in 2 appellate cases that arose out of my tax deed proceeding practice. Prior to that, I was an assistant state's attorney, where I was in the state's attorney's office for 13 years. I started in the appellate division. I wrote briefs and argued before the appellate court as well as the Illinois Supreme Court. And after I left the appellate division, I matriculated through the state's attorney's office, and I have 35 felony juries. And
wow.
When I left the state's attorney's office, I was assigned to the gang prosecutions unit, where it's an elite group of prosecutors. It's a specialized unit, and I only handled murder cases, gang-related murder cases.
Wow.
Right.
We didn't even talk about community policing earlier. Sonny Hirsch is, by the way, the head of the District Advisory Committee here, and I run my cap speed, and those are
really?
subjects that, boy, we could talk another whatever.
I know.
but we've got to get on. We've got too many other guests. That's a very good background, and you've obviously done a lot of stuff with appellate.
I
over
did,
the
yes,
years.
I have, which I've always really enjoyed the whole process of researching and writing. The writing part can sometimes be frustrating, you know, where you write something, you put it down, you go back and you read it and you go, oh, no. And then you have to you rewrite it. But I think that ultimately, once you have that final product, it's so satisfying. And I've always really loved doing that. And that was sort of something that attracted me to the law in the first place.
Yeah, for those people, I think it's pretty cool. As a matter of fact, that's one of the reasons I didn't become a lawyer, is when I had to research it when I was covering criminal court building for the Daily Defender.
Oh, really?
It bored me to tears, all that research.
Oh. And that's I love that. That's what I love.
That's why you should be in the legal profession, and I'll stick on my side.
That's true, that's true.
So in any event, okay, you're native Chicagoan?
I am. I was born in Chicago. I grew up in Evanston. And for a short period of time, I lived outside the Chicago area. I went to the University of Iowa, and then I went out and lived in Washington, D.C. and worked on the Hill, and then came back and went to law school here. So I had a brief periods of time outside of Chicago, but pretty much Chicagoan.
No, it definitely sounds like it. And you've been a judge for 5 years, prosecuting State's Attorney 13, the law firm, the whole shot. So you're on the campaign trail.
I am on the campaign trail, which is really a lot of fun. I was saying to you before that, especially with the judicial candidates, it's a lot of fun because you make a lot of friends. The judges you see are your colleagues. Those judges are running, as well as lawyers that are running to be a judge, to become judges. You see them, you know, from law school or from other legal organizations. So I think it's really sort of, I mean, it gets tiring sometimes, I'm not going to lie, but for the most part, it's really very nice. You meet a lot of really great people.
No, that's good. I mean, how many events do you go to in an average night?
Well, tonight I have, including this, I count this as an event.
It is, of sorts.
I have 3 tonight. Last night I had 2. Tomorrow night I have 2. Friday night I'm taking off because my daughter's in a little play program for her grammar school, so I'm taking Friday off.
Very cool.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, daughters are worth taking time off for.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So, I mean, how do you find out about the events?
Well, it's through word of mouth, and yesterday when I went to another event, I stopped in at a flower store that my friend used to own, and I introduced myself to the new owner, and we chatted a little bit, and she said, "Oh, you have to go to the Chamber of Commerce event," and she gave me the date and the time, and when I was there, she called up the head of the Chamber of Commerce, and now I've got an invitation to an event of business leaders in a particular area in Chicago, and I'm very pleased to be able to go there and
Cool.
tell them about my candidacy. So it's really just always being on the campaign trail and letting your message get out. And I always have my campaign button on, and people always ask me, "Who is that?" And I say, "Well, that's me. That's me." So, but I have a lot of people that know me. They want me to succeed in this race, so they call me, they tell me of events to go to, and I'm very involved with different community organizations. I'm on the board of an asthma foundation here in Chicago, and the other board members are very, very helpful. And I'm also on Lawrence Hall Youth Services, that board.
Very familiar. The lady next door, as a matter of fact, won a Golden Apple Award teaching over there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
The art teacher?
Yeah, this is years ago. Now cooking.
Okay.
She's in cooking skills and things like
right,
that.
right. We have a
Devorah
wonderful.
Freeman's her name. She watches the show. But in the meantime, why don't you give us your contact information if people want to
All
check
right.
your website or help you with the campaign or whatever?
I would love that. My website is Quinn for Justice, and that's FOR, Quinn for Justice at quinnforjustice.com. That's my website. My email address is quinnforjustice@gmail.com. And I'm on Facebook, Quinn for Justice page, and I'm on Twitter.
And I want to thank you very much, Judge Marguerite Quinn. Thank you for
you.
being here.
This was really great. Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, it's my pleasure. And I want to thank Sonny Hirsch, my entire technical crew. Thanks for joining us, everybody. Bye-bye.